This is your video for Friday the 20th. We're working on lesson 7, which is customary units of capacity. So capacity is what we use to measure how much liquid or how much a container can hold. For example, when you look at your water bottle and you hear people talk about, oh, mine holds 32 ounces or 48 ounces or whatever, you're talking about the capacity. So we measure capacity using cups, fluid ounces, pints, quarts, and gallons. Now there's a difference between fluid ounces and ounces that we use when we measure weight. These do not equal each other, okay? Fluid ounces are a measure of how much something can hold. Ounces are a measure of weight because we like to make things confusing for you, right? Just kidding. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Fluid ounces are not the same thing as weight ounces. All right, you've got this conversion chart in your book on page 839. That's where I'm starting. Pause if you need to get there. But you've got this conversion chart. I'm going to show you a little trick to help you remember these things without having to look at the chart every time. So it's story time. Here we go. If you can, write this with me. You're going to want this graphic memorized so you can recreate it for yourself. It makes your life so much easier when you're doing capacity. All right, here we go. Once upon a time, in the land of gallon, that's 1 gallon. Get that down wherever you're taking notes. There lived 4 queens. And each queen had a prince and a princess. And each prince and princess had 2 cats. And it was the motto of the kingdom that 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces. You just have to put that up there because it doesn't fit inside the C's. Okay, so what this represents, and if you draw this graphic for yourself whenever you're working with capacity, it helps you make even more conversions than just this tells you. Because if you look at this, this is 1 gallon. In 1 gallon, there are 4 quarts. In 1 quart, there are 2 pints. In 1 pint, there are 2 cups. In 1 cup, you just have to remember 8 fluid ounces. But that also tells me, okay, in a gallon, there are 2, 4, 6, 8 pints. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 cups. Okay, so you can start to use this to make conversions that aren't on the chart. That's really going to come in handy when we start making conversions and it asks us to go, for example, from a gallon to a cup, but we didn't have how many cups there were. Well, we can just simply count these up and now we know. So that's going to be really helpful. If you don't have this copied down yet, pause, finish, get it copied down, and then start up again because I'm going to erase it now. Okay. So instead of using the conversion chart that was in my book, I'm going to keep this guy with me to help me remember. Okay? I'll keep them both there, but I'm mostly going to be referring to our land of gallon. Okay. I'm going to move over to page 840 now, and we're going to do a couple of the examples on page 840 to practice that conversion calculator. I'm going to start with number 1 in the guided practice. It asks us to do 3 cups and tell how many fluid ounces that is. All right? So we're going to use our conversion calculator like we've been using. Here we go. Cups are bigger than ounces, so I know I'm starting with 3 cups on this side and looking for how many fluid ounces there are. How many fluid ounces are there in a cup? That one we just had to remember. There was 8 fluid ounces. So 8 is our basic unit. This tells us we're going to do 3 times 8, and 3 times 8 is 24. So in 3 cups, there are 24 fluid ounces. All right. I'm going to just try to keep my calculator on here so I don't have to write it every single time. Okay, next up, we're going to do number 2. On number 2, it asks us 4 quarts is how many cups? All right. Again, quarts are bigger than cups, so we're starting on the big side with 4 quarts, and we're looking for how many cups. Well, in this conversion chart, when we got to quart, we didn't have how many cups there were. But, luckily, the land of gallon tells us. Let's look at 1 quart in here. We're looking for how many cups? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 cups, and this tells me to do 4 times 4, which is 16. There are 16 cups in 4 quarts. What's nice about using the land of gallon is if I didn't know there were 4 cups in a quart, I would have had to convert from quarts to pints and then pints to cups. This saved us a step. We like to save steps. All right. Moving on to number 3. My finger's going to get all dirty here. Okay, number 3. 18 pints is how many quarts? Okay, in this case, pints is smaller than quarts, so we're starting on the small side. And we're looking at how many pints are in a quart. And there are 2 pints in 1 quart, so that's our basic unit. And this is telling me I need to divide, right? I'm doing 18 divided by 2, which is 9. There are 9 quarts. All right, hopefully this conversion calculator is working out well for you. When you do your ALEKS assignment tonight, remember you're shooting for 80% or better to show me that you know what's going on. Email me if you have questions. See you guys later.